Hello, welcome. Day 4, it's Lisa Warren. 90-day challenge. What do you think of the name? Get organized? How about get out of COVID funk? Still think of a new name. This whole challenge started on Monday after I felt super excited about it on Sunday night. And because this is just how I roll. And I know if I need to change something, I just kind of have to go for it. So basically I went for it, went full tilt, and now it's time to kind of hone in and really start to think about more. And every day it's getting easier to think about things, getting my thoughts more organized. But these things are just random. Like, this is what I really enjoy about it. This is my video diary, and I'm really excited about it. Talking definitely helps me. It's always helped me. So if I can do this, and if others get help as well, then great. But you know, I am doing this a lot for me, and hopefully I know that there will be some positive changes that come out after this 90-day. So Monday's goals were to set some daily tasks, and I did. So I want to exercise more, even if it's just a little bit to start. I do have a 90-day workout that I want to try to start. I do have to get back out to work, so I'm thinking I probably could. I just have to schedule my work day instead of going full tilt every day. Maybe I won't, and just kind of spread it out so I can get all my daily tasks in. But my job is very seasonal, and right now over the next couple months it's going to be. But it is a 90-day workout. I started it a month and a half ago, or about a month ago I should say, and I got 4 days in. Really bad, really bad. I mean, I wanted to be fit by summer and fit into my bathing suit with hopefully to be able to actually go and use it. But right now I don't know if it's gonna happen. So, but yeah, so basically that's what I've been doing all week, is kind of going through the goals. And basically the last 2 days I've been tracking, you know, keeping a mindful track of what I do in the day, slowing my brain down enough to be like, oh yeah, that door's open, close it. Follow through with certain tasks. Try not to be so speedy, and because I do go basically full tilt. If there is a lot on my plate, I'm just taking each task one by one. Closing a door is a different task to me. That's how my brain works. I know it doesn't make any sense to most of you who are probably like, just do it. But that's really what it is. It's not that I'm like wanting to purposely leave it. Half the time I don't even see they're open, which is really bad. But it's a running joke in my house. It's bad. I know I'm not the only one who does it, but usually it's not the mom. But you know, I want to be a better example for my kids as well. And it's really hard to help them teach better habits when I haven't figured half of them out myself. But I have done it over the years, and the last couple of years have been really rough. There's been a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, and just mental, just exhaustion. A lot of self-confidence issues, and just, you know, a lot of avoidance. So this is, every day I'm going to remind myself of these goals, of why I'm doing this. I am going to keep it. Day 1 I wanted to take it down. I was tired Tuesday, not going to lie, because I didn't sleep at all Sunday, so I was exhausted. But you know, every day is still going to be go with the flow. I can't just, you know, that's how I've been doing it. And so basically the last 2 days have been looking at the schedules, the routines, and just kind of seeing what I'm doing. So basically before this challenge, my life was basically, I wake up, if I'm awake, usually around noon, because my kids have been going to bed late. My oldest one is not necessarily, I don't really have to worry about him, but my youngest, he's 10, so I know he will go to bed if I said go bed by this time. And there's been a couple of times I've been like, look, you have to go to bed by this time, and I've gone to bed early. I need my sleep. I don't deal well with no sleep. I've been completely sleep deprived for about, well, the last 14 years really. And last year was probably the first time that my youngest stopped coming into our room in the middle of the night. He just comes in, he wakes up, he comes into our room, and that's fine. But it's just the, you know, it's the interruption. So having a good night's sleep is probably very few and far between in the last 14 years, and it was really bad when they were young. obviously when they're babies, but my kids just never slept, and it didn't matter what I did. And both of them stopped naps like a year and a half, maybe 2. That would be pushing it. So, and they both really needed to be moved to sleep. So there was no, putting them to bed and then putting them down. I might have rested for 10 minutes. Which, believe me, if I even had a nap, it got so bad that when I was napping in the day, I would be up for days. Like, it just, like, wow, you had sleep. And I would literally be up for the next, I don't even know how long. But, I mean, it is life, and we got through it, and they were up every hour to 2 hours. So I may have gotten 2 to 4 hours broken sleep throughout the night. And when Colin was born, there was no nap during the day at all. So I did suffer a lot from the postpartum, and I think a lot of it had to do with the sleep deprivation, to be honest. Because guess what? Once I started to have sleep, guess what got better? But, and then there was just a lot of other things that created a lot of my other mood and depression issues. But, so yeah, so, over the years, there's been a lot of, why can't you do this? Or, most moms stay up till, 12, 1, making sure the house is, done properly. Why can't you do that? And I mean, in my head, I'm like, why? Like, nobody's telling us that this is the way it's supposed to be. I'm glad it works for you guys. You guys are choosing to do that. I'm choosing to be sane. And over the last 2 years, it's just been basically surviving. And it's been surviving probably for 14 years. Really bad over the last, when Kyle was diagnosed with he actually had his first severe allergic reaction when he was 4. So 10 years has been pretty much in the survival mode of different survival modes. So, the fear of, oh my God, will this cause an allergic reaction? Or when a year later, when he was diagnosed with his Langerhans cell histiocytosis with his immune disorder, he was on chemo for a year. Well, that's a whole different survival mode. And believe me, coming off the treatment was actually really hard. And I wasn't the only one who actually felt worse coming off the treatment, because you're just kind of in go mode. It was kind of a blur. So there's been all these experiences that we've had that have created a lot of my thoughts. And my day is basically wake up and, go through just whatever really, really needed to get done. So the kids need to get fed today. That's an important thing. I should probably take a shower today. That would be good. The kitchen, that just, it gets piled up, because if I don't try and keep up with it day 1, well, day 2, it just adds more, and then the stress level builds up in me, and it just kind of starts to snowball. And eventually I'm like, you know what, I will get it done when I actually have time to focus on that. If there is any sort of appointments in our house, obviously those take precedence, and every day I go through what we need to do, usually the night before. So there is some organization to my day. I'm not just like completely off the wall with everything, but I've tried to plan so much of our day that, because they all say, oh, you need a schedule. The kids will do much better, especially since they both suffer from anxiety and, other stress-related issues, that I'm like, having that routine is supposed to be important, but for all of us, it just seems to be, the more rigid it is, the worse it is. And so we have a very loosey-goosey schedule. Obviously we eat, we have our things that we need to do. You have your schoolwork, even that they tend to refuse or not do. Some days I care, some days I don't care, because it's been 10 years of school refusal, and at this point I'm just like, well, they're going to do well when they can, and I'm okay with that, because you know what, we will be talking about that in a completely different video. But after a while, I know what they need, and even though we're still trying to figure everything out and try and get them the help that they do need, and us, because trying to learn everything about whatever to help them succeed, we're still learning. So, right now, this is what we have to work with. And so basically, yeah, it's, things pile up, and then it causes more stress. And I've had panic attacks, especially like when the kids were really young and I was really sleep deprived. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I would literally feel like I'm not breathing over a kitchen. And there are times where I can go and keep things organized, and some days it's not going to be perfectly clean. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for ways to help me get a better just part of my day started, get it just more organized so it's not going to be so overwhelming to all of us. Like I've said before, my parents are with me, and I do feel guilty that, you know, some days I just really can't do it. I'm so exhausted that I wake up exhausted, and then I sit, and then the kids need food. I'm like, okay, and to me that's a chore sometimes, because I'm already literally lethargic and basically feel like I can't even move. So it definitely goes throughout that a lot. Can I, you know, do things help me? Yes. Have I figured out that, you know, exercise definitely helps me. Doing stuff I really enjoy, like, I mean, yeah, I don't like housework. So it's really going to be hard to get motivated when you really don't like doing it. It's been 14 years of the same stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out some other things that I can do to help me get organized and help me be motivated to do half this stuff that it would be nice to do as well. It took me a long time to start doing things that I really enjoyed, because I would feel guilty. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But yeah, these thoughts of failures, if I try something new, I've tried to do so many things in the past, and it's a lot of the outside pressure as well as to, why can't you do this? And that's, you know, it's the failure, it's the embarrassment, it's everything. But I mean, the reality is, I'm going to bring it out there, I have ADD. It's not an excuse, it's not anything. However, I also know what I can and cannot do on a daily basis. So can I have a job? I'm sure I can. Can I focus on being a perfect mom and a perfect employee? Hell no. I tried. Actually, when my oldest was a baby, I did go back to work, and it was awful, and he was definitely not sleeping, and he was sick a lot. So the anxiety, the stress, everything was there, and it wasn't good. I wasn't in a great space. It was a good way, to be honest, like working was a great kind of distraction, and there were times where like it was nice to be at work. But a lot of other things suffered at home, because it's all left on you, really. Like, you know, we come home and you're still having to do everything else, and I do get exhausted from work. I do get exhausted. I do crash when I'm around a lot of people, and, you know, around a lot of electronics, ironically. I just crash, and you crash because you're just tired anyway. You haven't had your nap in the day, like, so I don't actually nap. It's really hard for me, unless I'm really, 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 really needing it, then I will nap, but I generally try not to. So yeah, so the last few days, basically just kind of going through my day. What am I doing? How can I make my day better? So a joke, closing doors, picking things up. I don't even know half the time when I even leave things anywhere, and somehow my husband's like, oh, they're over there. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, and so it's just really slowing my brain down, slowing everything down, and just really, yes, I've overscheduled my days. I'm doing that on purpose, mainly to see how much I'm actually getting done. I mean, these videos take a while, let's be honest about that, but I enjoy doing it. I love being creative, so I'm excited to start doing more of the artwork and just crafts kind of stuff. So that'll be fun to start doing as well. I know that definitely helps me. Doing more of my music. That is my main goal, is to start doing more of my music. Incorporating that every day instead of, you know, getting it put on the wayside. Just basically like, no, I'm going to make it a priority, and because I can, and I should be able to, and just accepting the fact that not everything's going to get done in the house. It's not going to be perfect, and as long as it's at a decent, you know, amount of tidiness, or at least a decent amount of not so overwhelming where I can leave it a day or two before it can get done without being too much. That's kind of where we're kind of going. Some of my daily goals obviously were to exercise. I've done that every day. Yay! I've done some light exercises, my sit-ups, push-ups, because I did have that Charlie horse. It's actually, I did get to the chiropractor yesterday. I didn't get there Tuesday, but I did get there yesterday, which was awesome. And so yesterday my son and I went for a 40-minute walk. So that was our exercise. It was amazing. Today we're going to go for a bike ride. It is gorgeous out here. So once I'm done here, we're going to go out and go for a bike ride, all of us, which will be nice. Making my bed, because my husband really enjoys having a clean bed to get into. We were joking about that the other night. So I'm really trying to make things good for him too. And having my kitchen at a half decent, you know, so far I've managed to keep it clean every day, but I'm going to be honest, I'm up to like 12:30. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I am not going to lie, like obviously if I need to, like I was cooking today, so I needed it clean. So but to keep that up every day is I'm gonna crash. So it's creating a balance. I haven't done the laundry yet. I don't know if it's gonna get done today. It was every day for the last 3 days. It's been on my to-do list and not yet done it. I was able to get my music video pretty much done yesterday. I was so proud of myself. I wasn't able to film it though, so I'm just gonna do another video. It just gets really loud, so I really have to basically tell my family this is what I'm going to do instead of just impulsively like, oh, I'm making a video today. That I just have to be more mindful because, you know, we all live together. But having ADD is, you know, we'll talk about what that is. I think a lot of people know. And but yeah, I do struggle with routines, sometimes the impulsive feed, but not really. The impulse comes from just, you know, finally allowing myself to just go for it. Forgetfulness is definitely one. Keeping to routine. I start a lot of things, and I think I've joked about this before, but I will go out and have lots of energy. I'll start this, and this. Instead of just finishing one task and being like, okay, now I'll go on to that. I tend to start a lot of different things. So some things I'll be able to like, yeah, I'm doing this. So if it keeps my attention, great. And it's usually stuff I enjoy that will keep my attention. And it's usually the housework that suffers because, like I said, it's not exactly fun. But we'll get there. And so I know I've overscheduled, so not everything gets done. I'm not expecting to. Right now I'm just kind of seeing how much I can and cannot do. But some of my main goals definitely to get active every day, exercise, whatever that looks like. I am going to start my 90-day program. And so that will be starting soon. And we'll see how that goes for sure. But how did yesterday go? Yesterday went really well. I got my mangoes done. I dried my mangoes yesterday. That took all day. I was able to sit with my son a little bit later. The last 2 days I spent a lot of time with the videos, the filming, because while I'm cooking, I've been making a lot of videos while I'm cooking. Now I'm not making the videos right now, but I've also been learning Canva programs, just trying to figure out how to make this business work. So I have been doing that and taking that time, but I mean, that's a long time, I'm not gonna lie. That is a full day, which is, you know, I do eventually will get there, but my kids are still at home and they still do need me to be with them, so it's just kind of balancing everything out. But I've enjoyed it. I did get my video done, like I said. I went to the chiropractor. I spent a lot of time yesterday looking for soup bones because today I make bone broth, which we absolutely love. And ironically, a lot of people are starting to make, because it's an anti-inflammatory, it is an immune builder, immune booster. It's just really good for you, and if you can have it, then great. We have allergies, so I know some people may not be able to, but I think it's one of those things that I think most people can. And it's definitely, I know a difference. Like, I do feel amazing with it, so I'm gonna try and keep that up weekly. But I spent like 3 hours driving around looking for bones because I couldn't find any. But it was nice to get out. It's a beautiful day, so I didn't mind it. And so that's what I did today. So I did get myself up early because I had to start that before noon, because it just takes a long time. It's just the steps that requires. Like, a lot of the time I'm just waiting for it to cook now. But it's just, you have to start it early because it needs to cool off before it goes back in the fridge. So, but I did that. My kitchen has stayed clean. Like I said, I've actually made sure it was clean every night. To at least my standards. I'm sure other people would cringe still, but for the most part, I leave my dishes to dry. I'll put them away the next day. As long as they're clean, I'm good. Counters have been clear. I vacuumed today, actually. That was good. I've been able to keep up with some of that. But yeah, I got a lot done. I did make my bed eventually. I made it late last night before my husband got into it. I did my exercise, like I said. We went for a walk, and I did get to the chiropractor, but the laundry didn't get done. So today's goals were to make the bone broth, which I did. I've already made my bed. I want to finish the video that I had, so I'm hoping to do that. We'll see. It's getting late, and we're going for a bike ride, so it's going to depend on that. My kitchen is still somewhat clean. My bone broth is cooking where the dishes are drying, so that probably, there's only a few left, so hopefully to just let that go, but we'll see about later. Sit with Colin. That's my main goal today, because I really haven't seen him much over the last 2 days. I sit with my kids every day. That's the one thing we do before bed, is we all cuddle. So today it's just been spending more time with him, because tomorrow I'm streaming on Twitch at 6 o'clock, and Saturday is my anniversary that's going to be a family day. So I'm not sure. We'll see if I can get my video uploaded just of the vlog. But the next couple of days are just going to be a little bit lighter. Tomorrow I'll probably just sit with Colin and then stream and just get whatever odds and ends done. We'll see what actually gets done. I'm not sure that's tomorrow. I try to plan the day ahead, but it really depends on what time I wake up. Exercise for sure, sit with him, and just make sure their needs are met. And then on Sunday I'm going to be on YouTube at 2:30 streaming, so that'll be probably most of my day. So the next few days it's going to be a lighter kind of time, but that's how we schedule, right? That's how we have to balance our own life. And right now I'm just starting. I don't want to crash. I want to keep going. I don't want to fail at this. So yeah, it's been good. So I'm going to accept myself. I'm not trying to fix me. I'm not trying to say, I'm doing this to fix anything. I'm just doing this to help make the ADD work for me instead of, against me. And just trying to see if I can definitely try to make that better. And this way I can help my kids, because I do see some of my traits in them. So I want to be able to help them make the lives that they need to live, and make their life work for them, instead of trying to go against things. Because and you see this a lot with just neurodiverse people in general. So you've got the autistic people, ADD, ADHD, basically anxiety, depression, like basically everything's trying to fix. There's a lot of needing to fix them to fit into this world that is basically set out that we're supposed to be. And it's, let's just all accept everybody then, instead of trying to fix them, just work with them. We're all here. We all bring different things to the table, and some of us have different needs, and some of them might think it's lazy or this or that or an excuse. I keep hearing, oh, it's just an excuse. And sometimes it might be, but at the same time, it is just, it does exhaust. And I think there would be a lot of less suicide, less depression if people were accepted more, instead of trying to mask who they are to be accepted. And that's kind of the big thing right now, is there's a lot of hate. I mean, my God, I was watching the rocket fall last week, and the hate talk on there was just unbelievable. People are like, oh, I hope it falls on China, I hope it falls on Israel, oh, it should fall on Texas, oh, we don't need California. And I'm just like, holy cow, like, really? Like, where are we going? I don't get this. Like, I don't know. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want, I know those, like, they say, oh, the world is overpopulated, but, at the same time, can't we just all live together? Like, it's just sad. That's just who I am, though. I'm not a big good with negativity or hate or any of that. It makes me upset, but yeah, I was just like, wow. But being on the other end and knowing, and just some of the struggles I've had in school, and yeah, I was bullied, and and people are being bullied now, and it's just like, why? And parents are teaching their kids it's okay to bully somebody because they're different. Oh, don't sit with that person is bad, or this. And the thing is when these kids get overwhelmed, there is a lot of behavior, and unfortunately that does deter a lot of people as well. And a lot of people don't understand where the behavior is coming from. I'm a total, and I do believe that a lot of behavior is through just they're not able to communicate what is going on, and there's usually a different picture going on. I'm not saying it's going to be for everything. I'm just a huge believer of, I really do believe that most behavior is caused by just not being able to communicate their thoughts, their feelings, and everything. So this was a long vlog. There was a lot to talk about because the scheduling and the routine, this is huge. This is what I'm doing, and these are kind of where my brain's at. So, I started off with an impulse, just get it started, and, it'll be honed in throughout the whole time. But that's what a lot of my channel will be about as well, talking about these different things and, cooking. I like to cook. I've spent a lot of, time in the kitchen the last few days, and we made my meatballs, we made the chicken fingers. Kyle was super excited. He's like, this is the best cooking day. So made my mangoes, that's my snack. Monday I'm going to be doing a special stream on Twitch to make Monday, May 17th, and this is going to be making a pug cake. So I've always had this entrepreneurial mind, and being a stay-at-home mom, we tend to have, in order to make finances work, you tend to pick up different odd jobs, and I've been no different, and I've always tried to use my hobbies as a way to make money, because then, I want to do it. I don't mind just doing jobs, but I'll go to Tim Hortons, I'll work anywhere, really. I don't really care. It gets the job done. Part of our stay-at-home mom was the fact that, I wasn't going to be making enough to cover the daycare cost for 2 kids, and we only had 1 car at the time, and there was no way I could pick up one in one end of town and another at the other end of town in time for it to be picked up because of where I work. So I think I was only going to bring in an extra maybe $100, which in the end of the day would have been okay. I'm still bringing $100, but I can go to work at Tim Hortons and make more. So I never did, just with other things going on. But we've made it work, and but I've had these odd things that I've done, and one of them was cake decorating. And I really enjoyed that, and some things I was still learning, so some things aren't great, but I do enjoy that. So I'm going to make Colin his pug cake. We're still trying to figure out the logistics on what he wants, and we'll pick a design. But this is definitely for birthdays. This is the highlight of their time. What kind of cake is Mom going to make? And I like that. Birthdays are huge in our house. They get to pick what they want for their meals. The day is usually around what they want to do. Unfortunately, with COVID, we really can't go anywhere. Things are shut down. So we might go for a walk somewhere, might go tonight, maybe just drive to Niagara Falls. But there's really nowhere that we can go. Nothing's open. So we're just going to make it fun and do what we can at home. And Colin's, he's such a simple kid. It's awesome. He doesn't really care what we do, but he did want to do some things this year, and unfortunately right now, until things open up, we can't. So we'll make it work like everybody else with the COVID birthdays. But he loves their cake, and likes the fact that, these simple traditions that we do. So, but this was a longer vlog than normal, so I'm gonna log off. It's a gorgeous day. We're gonna go for a bike ride. But so far my day's been pretty good. I've got pretty much almost everything that I wanted to get done today. I am feeling good. I'm not going to lie. Having something to look forward to in the day has definitely helped me get out of bed. And that kind of stuff. So, all the birds. So, I hope everybody has a good day, good rest of your day, good night. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay well.